welcome to another Astrology Mystica transit report with me, Manda O'Brien. Today I'm talking about this Pluto-Uranus trine with Neptune sextile to Uranus and to Pluto. So I'm calling this a spicy Neptune sandwich because Neptune is kind of sandwiched in between Pluto and Uranus, who are both in earth signs. And spicy, meaning Uranus connected with the energy of uranium, the power of minerals, and Pluto being connected with plutonic energy. So both of these being very powerful and transformational, and Neptune is in there sandwiched in the middle, in the water sign of Pisces, where he's at home and where he's going to be for a long time. So this until about 2040. So this sandwich is going to be happening in the sky for many, many years to come. And it really was kicked into gear when Pluto went into Capricorn in 2024. Now Pluto is firmly in Capricorn, and this sandwich that I'm talking about, this process of bringing the spiritual, bringing the invisible, Neptune, into material form, earth signs, Uranus and Pluto. And Pluto brings to the mix a very deep process of showing us what's hidden in our unconscious. So if there's areas of our lives where we're feeling like we can't move forward, Pluto's going to bring more illumination, more light into those dark hidden areas. And it's also doing this in the world on an external level, bringing light to what's going on behind the scenes, what's going on in the unconscious. And Uranus is showing us our individuality and how we sacrifice our individuality. It's showing us that each one of us is completely unique and has been designed to be what we are, that we're needed exactly the way we are, naturally. But with Uranus, it has a lot to do with how we keep ourselves imprisoned and how our own ideas and judgments of who we are and our uniqueness keep us limited. And then we have Neptune in the middle, and Neptune is our essential self, our pure essential self. And it's also the ways in which we try to escape from who we are, from reality, from whatever we're experiencing. And all of this is being held in the present moment experience. And that's the best way, in my understanding, to work with these energies, is to come into the present moment experience, come into your body and feel whatever's being activated by this trine. And I'm calling it a trine because, to me, the connection between Pluto and Uranus is technically a trine. And then they're both sextile to Neptune, which is a less impactful aspect, but nonetheless, when you look at the whole picture, really beautiful. So we're having this support where we can bring our spiritual understanding, our connection to Source, into the material world, being who we are in a more unique way, in our being true to our natural design, and being willing to look at what's in the way of that, being willing to look at what Pluto is revealing to us in the world and showing us that the bottom line is that if you live unconsciously, that's hell. And if you live consciously, that's heaven. And what does it mean to live unconsciously? It means that you're not really present. You're not in the moment. You're not here, fully aware You're just operating on unconscious impulses, unconscious desires. And Pluto has a lot to do with desire. So it's going to be showing us how desire is causing us to suffer. Because on that level, desire can never bring us peace and satisfaction, because desire is always one step ahead of us. As soon as we accomplish one desire, another desire arises. It's a never-ending process. And ultimately, with Pluto ruling our path of evolution as a soul, desire is what brings us back into life, back into a body, back into this world. Leftover residual desire in the mind when we die brings us back into the world because of the desire to complete those desires. So desire is a very powerful, energetic way in which we can spend a lot of time just chasing our tail and never really arriving at a moment where we feel content and satisfied. And this is what Pluto can reveal to us, the way in which desire is keeping us enslaved. And that the antidote to that is total acceptance and gratitude for life, for yourself, for whatever's showing up in your present world, exactly the way it is. And also total acceptance for your response to it. So if your response is, I don't like this, accepting that also. Just bringing acceptance into the picture through Pluto, showing you these various levels of what's hidden. And this frees you, Uranus, to show up as you're the unique individual that you are, and to have a connection, a real connection to life through the spontaneous and the immediate. And with Neptune sandwiched right there in the middle, reminding us to go with the flow, to be compassionate to ourselves, and to be honest with ourselves that there's no escaping from who we are. There's no escaping from life. It's about showing up fully and trusting the process and loving ourselves, because without loving ourselves, we have nothing to share with the world. And this, to me, this trine, this sandwich, is really about helping us to bring in what we have to share with the world. That's not coming from a place of desiring to be famous and successful and wealthy. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it's not coming from there. It's coming from a place of wanting to share who we are, being moved in that direction by the universe. So a very powerful time. And this transit's going to be going on for years. And that's why I'm talking about it right now. Just to bring awareness to the possibilities that this presents. For us to really actualize potential that we have, that we may not be aware of, that may be hidden from us, and to work with those energies, and to be aware that that potential is being activated by these planets at this time and moving forward. As I said, Pluto is going to be there till 2040, and also Neptune. And there's going to be a lot of little side players hitting this trine over the months to come as the local planets are moving around the zodiac. But for right now, that's just an introduction. So you can take a look at your chart and see which 3 houses are being impacted by this trine, by this triangle, this trinity of these 3 planets. And down below in the description, there's a free chart calculator. If you don't know, if you don't have a copy of your chart, you can see your true sky chart, which is the only accurate system for calculating charts because it's astronomically accurate. to where everything actually is. And you can take a look and see which houses, Taurus, which is where Uranus is, Pisces, which is where Neptune is, and Pluto in Capricorn, see which houses those are in your chart, and that's going to give you a sense of the energies that you're working with in those three areas and will be working with for many years to come in this very enlightening process, grounding our uniqueness, grounding our connection to Source into the world, and releasing us and freeing us from hidden energies in the unconscious that are operating outside of our awareness. So that's it for now. Thanks for joining me. Have a beautiful rest of March and spring, and I'll be back with an update on this transit at some point in the near future.